North Little Rock High School. Built in 1929, the school has been affectionately known as Ol Maine for many years. Throughout those years, thousands of students have walked through its doors and roamed its hallways. Now, it sits empty and quiet until its new purpose is found. It's eerily quiet inside. The classrooms are empty. The auditorium is quiet. The furnaces are cold. Its secrets are being kept. Among its many features, the tower has always been one of its highlights. In the past, it housed the original home ec classes. The middle floor housed a kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom. Some stories say that 2 sisters lived there, but no one knows where they went. Now, it sits, a derelict reminder of the school's history. But if legend is to be believed, Ol Maine is not empty. Matter of fact, Ol Maine and its tower is considered to be one of the most haunted places in Arkansas. The ghost of Ol Maine roams these hallways. If history is to be believed, the ghost belongs to a beloved football player. Legend says that he died in a car crash in 1957. The story says that it was during homecoming. And throughout the years, there's been different accounts and encounters with this presence, particularly around the auditorium, the science building, and of course, the tower. One such account talks about a drama teacher and a student rehearsing in the auditorium. A figure walked in and stopped. The teacher called up to the young man, but he promptly turned around and disappeared. There's been other stories over the years. One of them told by a former graduate and teacher.
Well, I've had 2 times in my life where I've come in contact with the ghost of North Little Rock High. One was when I was a student here, and the cheerleaders were on stage painting a run-through for the football game. And everything else was dark. The auditorium was pretty dim, at least, but the second floor lights were off, and so when you looked up in the balcony, all you saw was darkness. And at some point while we were doing this, I was away from the other cheerleaders, and I looked up in the balcony, and the lights in the hallway on the second floor were on, and I saw a figure that looked like a guy standing with his hands in his pockets and the leather jacket on. And I kept looking at him, and I was like, guys, trying to get the cheerleaders' attention, and they were doing something else. And so finally I looked away, and I was like, guys, look up. And then the lights were out, and I couldn't see anything up there. Then as an adult, when I came back here to teach, I was in this room, basement of the science building, and I was here by myself. The janitor, the night janitor, had told me that he was going to run out to get something to eat, but he locked all the doors, so I was locked in and safe. But I decided to leave before he came back, and so I picked up my purse, headed to the open door, because the janitors open the door, all the doors, and then as they clean the rooms, they close the doors behind them. And as I headed to my open door, all of the doors down the hallway started slamming, just bam, 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 all the way down the hall. So I stopped, and being a science person, I was like, okay, what just happened? And I thought maybe the back door of the science building had been left open and the wind had blown all the doors shut, so I was like, okay. And then I started to the door, and then I realized, wait a minute, those doors don't all shut the same way. Some shut this way and some shut that way, so wind couldn't have done it. And so I just kind of backed up and sat back down in my teacher chair and waited on the janitor to come back. And I fully believe it was the ghost of North Little Rock High School.
There have been other accounts in the past, and one of the stories, whispered from student to student, talks about an eerie glow that could be seen on the top of the tower whenever there was a game at his beloved stadium. But one has to wonder, is the ghost still there? Is he just alone in the hallways? Or could he have moved to our new building? When the NLRTV crew started talking about their plans for Halloween, they knew they wanted to remind everyone about the ghost of Ol Maine. But in the last couple of months, a few strange things have also been happening in the TV studio.
Among the cameras that we have here at the NLRTV studio, we have a small security camera installed that I've been testing for the last couple of months. And it basically captures motion, even in dark situations. I did get my first notification. It was in the middle of the afternoon, I was already home, and this pops up basically on my inbox. As you can see by the video, you can't really tell what it is that it's flying on it. Could be dust for all I know, could be a bug. There's no way to tell, it moves so fast. But that was just the first incident. Then one night, and you can tell by the timestamp that it was in the middle of the night, I think it was like 4 a.m. in the morning or so, we got this. Again, I have no explanation for it. It's that light is floating, it's coming from the side of the building or the side of the studio to closer into the camera. There's just no way to explain it. I honestly have no explanation for what that is. And if you actually look hard enough, unfortunately the quality is not great because it's so dark, you can see there's something else moving towards the background. And once again, I have no idea what that is. And the last one was literally that last Friday night. We had the game against Bryant. I left the studio lights on that night. I don't remember exactly why. But at 1 a.m. in the morning, I was at home. I was still awake. I was watching the Red Sox play the World Series when I got this notification and I got this video. Yet again, I have no explanation for it. I've checked. The first thing that I thought is possibly the power cable fell off through the back and made that noise. No, the cable is exactly what it was the last time around. So really, I have no idea how any of these things are happening. Have we brought in the ghost here? Maybe.
The truth is that no one really knows.